We are also learning more about some of the victims who survived that attack. WRTV's Cameron Ridle joins us live from the scene of the mass shooting on Mirabel Road. Cameron.
Amanda, good evening. We are just across the street from the FedEx facility and that parking lot, which as of now, 24 hours later, it has been a crime scene for an entire 24-hour period. This is now the calmest this area has been since this time last night before that shooting, which we now know took the lives of 8 people and sent 5 more to the hospital. As you're seeing right now, that parking lot is a bit emptier than it had been earlier in this day after some of the employees or their family members had returned here to pick up their vehicles, which in many cases were actual evidence of the tragedy that happened. We were here for some of that, as some of those folks came back here to retrieve their cars. Among them was Corshawn Foster. He works here loading trucks, and so does his mother, who he tells us is one of the people who has been shot but has survived. The car that he drove off this lot in was heavily damaged with a bullet hole in the door and multiple windows completely shattered. He says his mother is recovering, but you can tell from the little bit of time that we spent talking with him, he is still very shaken up and simply just cannot believe what happened here in Indianapolis is real life.
I couldn't believe it was my mama who got shot. I didn't believe it until I saw her. Crazy.
Foster says he was just about to start his shift when he arrived here. He says at about 11:10. He knows that if he had been here just a few moments earlier, things could be very different tonight. With that said, he's happy his mother is recovering, but does not know if he will ever be able to return here to work. Amanda?
Cameron, I can only imagine what it's like to be back there as someone who worked there last night or works there in general. It has to be extremely sensitive. Are you seeing people even come this evening? You said it's calm and quiet, but are people coming back at all just to pay their respects or just pay tribute to what happened?
No, we've been out here all afternoon, and it has been quiet, and it's only getting quieter as the night goes on. But we did not see folks coming by. You know, occasionally 1 or 2 cars, people just coming to see because there was a lot of media here and lots of trucks, so activity along with the coroner vehicles. But you haven't seen folks come to put flowers or any type of thing like that where what we normally see after a tragedy like this. People staying away from this. This is a kind of a place that you have to really be intentional about coming here. It's not a place that you just kind of stop by on the way home because it's so secluded. But it has been quiet. Folks have not come by. We haven't seen anybody go in or out of that building. None of these trailers have moved. We know there was some activity earlier today, but this building has looked like this for the past several hours. And in fact, the only activity over there remains one of the police officers who has been there letting folks come in to get their cars and their belongings. As they come by, they stop and check with him. But other than that, this is literally the quietest this lot has been since this time last night before that shooting.
Cameron, thank you. Obviously a very sensitive situation there.